What's your age and your name?
My name is Manuel Luna, and I am 19 years old.
Um, what what are you interested in?
Well, can you be a little more
Like
interested in
music,
like
sports.
things like that? Well, I'm actually interested in music, but like rock, ska, like that type of music. I'm more into rock. I got introduced into music actually when I was little, and I was actually in the third grade. And the teacher there, he was a magician himself, and he wanted the whole class to kind of learn how to play the record, which is a flute. And I picked it up from there, enjoying music. I moved up to picking up the violin, from violin to trumpet, trumpet to percussion, and been in love with percussion ever since. The drums and timbales and congas.
Do you play any sports?
No, well, yeah. I used to play sports. I used to play soccer. When I was in my sophomore year, I used to enjoy playing a lot of soccer.
Did you participate in any middle school activities?
Middle school activities, actually, that I could remember. Yeah, actually, I did. Actually, I did participate in quite a few. There was, I remember, a computer lab. Every after school, every Wednesday and Thursday. There was just helping out, like in the Gloria Studying Court around there, their events that they usually have during lunch. So those were some of the things. Yeah.
What middle school did you attend?
I actually attended Stevenson Middle School.
What's your middle school experience?
My middle school experience was fun. It was very fun, creative, adventurous. A lot of things were new to me. Quite a few, like some of the I guess the lectures that they'd give us, some of the studyings, like I was introduced every day to something new, which is fun. It's always good to learn something new, but as well, middle school, besides fun, it was stressful, very stressful, because when I got to the last grade, there was a lot of things that run through my head, such as from here and on, where do I lead on from high school? How does it all function? Being young, our minds, I know that my mind, functioned very curious. I was very curious of what'd be next, what adventures would be coming along. So I remember my middle school times were very fun and curiosity.
Did you have any good or bad teachers?
That I could remember, yes, actually, I did have quite a little bit of both, but mostly I did have more of good, but bad, I'd say, yeah, I had a few, very few. Well, if you put it bad and very bad, not that bad, but yeah, I did have a quite few teachers.
Why were the good ones good and why are the bad ones bad?
The good ones were actually good because besides the way they teach and they had a lot of patience for the young kid because there were I remember that there was a lot of kids that were very rowdy. They'd always talk and the teacher had to speak louder. I remember this teacher, my eighth grade teacher. She was a math teacher. She was new. Her name was Miss Hades, and I remember that a lot of students would always be talking very loud, and she'd always be screaming. She'd always get mad, and she wouldn't even lecture. She'd just give us like from there on on. She'd just give us a worksheet, and I thought I was like a bad teacher for me. And I remember that she had to request the school for a mic because a lot of kids were being over talkative, more louder than her, and that was funny. But yeah.
Did anyone inspire you to go to school?
Yes, I'd say my older brothers inspired me to definitely stay in school from what they've gone through in their lifetime and from what they've become now made me realize, like is that the same path I want to go through? Can I do better than this? And so from there on I led on to staying in school and just continuing and proceeding to achieve my goals and doing better for myself.
Oh, and what was your high school experience?
My high school experience was fun as well, like in middle school, but at the same time it was a little more stressful because like that's when things started getting a little more serious. Because at first, I know being young and being explored to something new, feeling more older. You think you're more older, you're getting older, but it's fun at the same time. You think that that from here and on it's just adventures. But now at first you get kind of carried away because you know it's new and you have like all your old friends and you're meeting new friends and you just don't really focus much on school. But then once you get older, when you're like like a junior to becoming to a senior, that's when things get a little more serious. And for me, that's when things started like I started struggling a little more with school there around that time. But I'd say that my high school times were good. They were good, but at the same time there was a lot of ups and downs.
What high school did you go to?
I actually attended Garfield James High School.
Have you ever planned to finish school?
Actually, yes, I do. I plan to continue and just graduating, and from there leading on to higher education.
So what happened at Garfield?
Actually, what happened at Garfield was that I guess the system, the whole the traditional school was just not quite like it was just they were pushing me off too much. You know, the teachers was just they weren't lecturing much. They didn't really care much about the students because they themselves they wouldn't care because you know they still have paycheck even if they teach or not. And then I didn't like that. You know, I wanted to learn. I didn't want to be mostly self-taught on everything. I wanted actually people to you know show me knowledge and show me a little more from what's out there, history and new math, because math is actually a language. If a lot of people don't really know, but math is like it's another language, and I wanted to learn more about that. And it was hard for me to self-teach myself, so I just decided to drop out because it just wasn't working for me.
Did you have any friends that lead you off to the wrong path?
Actually, yeah, I did have a few. I had quite a couple that led me off. Those were as well some of the mistakes and why I as well dropped out at Garfield, because I'd follow like their path. They'd be like, you know, let's go here, you know, either way, what's there to do in class? You're just gonna get a worksheet, and you know, no lecture, no, might as well just wasting your time. And I'd be all right, so let's go, and we'd go out of school and go out, you know. But yeah, those are like the bad friends that you definitely don't wanna be with.
So what made you decide to come back to school?
After quite a while, struggling looking for a job, and then my parents always being on my case about dropping out of school and if there was any chance that I could try to go back, and then just seeing that being on your own and not having a high school diploma was just not, you weren't gonna survive much out there. Just got me thinking, and then seeing others that as well had dropped out and what they've become got me thinking if that's really what I wanted to be, or can I really go back and just you know finish and do something better for myself. And so after quite a few time while thinking, I just decided to go back to school and finish out where I left to pursue the higher education for myself.
So what are things like now?
Things are actually better. A lot of doors actually have been opened up for me. A lot of opportunities out there, and you know a lot of things. I still got more expected to come along the way, but for now things picked up and everything's going very well, and I'm glad. You know, I'm just happy.
So what school are you at now?
I'm actually attending Youth Build Boyle Heights, and it's the best school that I've come so far, and I should be graduating this year.
How is it different than Garfield?
Way different, way different. Not only that, you know, a lot of the teachers here actually do focus a lot on the students. You know, they put a lot of their time, like a lot, even if, you know, they'll put things, like even if they have a busy day, they'll put some of their things they have to do aside just to focus on you with anything you need, you know, and that's something big because a lot of students, you know, have issues and a lot of help that they need, and, you know, that's always good, you know, and a lot of us here, that's what we appreciate. You know, the school is just amazing, you know. So, you know, and they give a lot of opportunities to many students out there. This school definitely gives you the second chance that you really, you know, need, the hope that you were looking for, the light that you were looking for in the dark to guide you. You know, this school definitely has that here. You know, they have all the answers that you need, and they'll definitely help you and guide you to better opportunities and be successful out there.
What advice do you have to middle school students?
The advice that I give to middle school students, especially for those that are about to graduate and head on to further education, high school, you know, wherever it is that they're going, whether it's Roosevelt, Garfield, whether it's Youth Build Boyle Heights, La Causa, Lincoln, Montbello, sure, wherever it is that you're headed to, you know, just always remember that just keep on going. Any barrier that comes blocking your way, just break on through and just move on. Don't let anything bring you down, no matter what. And if you're hanging out with the wrong crowd, you know, yeah, obviously it will take time for you to realize it, but you know, just always remember to stay in school and never give up, no matter what. And if there's any help that you need or anything that you're struggling in life, you gotta definitely go talk to someone and just move on. You know, never give up, no matter what, and always try to achieve your goals and put yourself to the limit always.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Awesome. We got a lot of